How would you promote job growth in Mercer County?
Job growth is something that we promoted through the private sector. We have our small opportunity growth fund, bank growth fund. We had approximately $9.5 million worth of small business loans. Those are loans of $125,000 or less to get small businesses up and running. We have less than 10% of those loans were forfeited, were not paid back, and I think that's a great record. Those were supported by private banks under the county's record in our administration. I think that's a great record of small businesses make things happen.
Thank you. Mr. Savage, how would you promote growth in Mercer County? Job growth?
I have over 15 years of experience in working in the economic development sector, not only at the state level, but also at the county level. My economic development plan that is proposed when I become county executive in January will provide over 1,000 jobs in the first 6 months and 2,000 jobs within the first year. How are we going to do this? Reinvest in not only industrial and commercial properties in depressed areas like the city of Trenton via the urban enterprise zone and tax increment financing plans, but also to create microloan programs that will allow entrepreneurs to not only grow their businesses in the fashion that they seem and deem worthy, but also to provide larger loan programs that will allow businesses to expand that are currently here. But most importantly, to bring businesses from outside of the county, which I have been successful in doing during my entire career. In particular, Merrill Lynch moving to Hopewell Township was a prospect that I had when I was working for the state of New Jersey in business development. We can and will do the same thing when I become Mercer County Executive in January.
Can you think of federal, state, or county laws that could be changed to facilitate less government spending and with that lower taxes?
Well, I certainly believe that the county can play a significant role in regards to providing business incentives for businesses to grow here in Mercer County. One thing that I would like to investigate that is currently not under state law is providing county tax payments. I know that in working with the folks at the legislative level, it certainly is something that has been thought about and certainly can be done. It's not something that's currently on the books, but that's why you have legislators to think outside the box, and that's where I'm coming from. Secondly, I also believe that the state needs to step to the fore, so to speak, in regards to providing less regulations for businesses here in the state. There are a significant amount of concerns from the DEP over the last couple of years, as well as DCA, where regulations get onerous and businesses cannot grow to their full capabilities. At the federal level, we could probably sit here all night and talk about federal regulations that need to change, but bottom line is, from my perspective, from an economic development standpoint, we need to grow more jobs, we need to provide federal incentives to do so, and we need to do it now.
Mr. Hughes.
Well, there's a whole list of bureaucracy at the federal and the state level, and there's probably bureaucracy at the county level. But unfortunately, it's part of government. We try and work through that. I think we have a responsive government. One of the great things I've had as my experience as a county executive is to work with a tremendous board of freeholders, but also a tremendous professional board of employees. I don't know where these no-share jobs is. I work with a group of hard-working, dedicated county employees who come in every day and work their hearts out for the people of Mercer County, and I don't know where John's been hanging around, but he's not been hanging around Mercer County.
With the geriatric center sold, the youth detention center closed, and trying to privatize the Mercer County Corrections Center, what's the need for county government?
Well, Brad and I wouldn't be sitting here if we didn't think there was a need for county government. Well, first of all, the geriatric center was closed, quite honestly, at least in my opinion, to provide a non-tax increase this year. And as it turns out, some folks were just laid off from that facility. The county prison is certainly a necessity. I have toured the facility. It needs some significant upgrade. But the bottom line is that we need that particular facility to operate on an efficient basis and certainly to house the prisoners that we need. But why county government? Well, I think shared services here can be accomplished and at great savings to all of our local municipalities, as I said, by eliminating municipal health offices, consolidation of tax offices, and certainly from the standpoint of trash collection and recycling, we can do a much better job here in Mercer County if we just think differently than what we've always thought and provide shared services to the municipalities. There is a great need for county government. We can cut costs and we can provide useful services to our taxpayers.
Mr. Hughes, the need for county government.
I always joke that if I ran on a slogan of I would eliminate county government, I'd win by a landslide. There's statutory reasons why you would have to have county government. Certainly the court system and there's a whole slew of reasons, prosecutor, county sheriff, on and on. But I think that county government fulfills a real need out there as for better or worse. And I think it's going to become much more important as we move down the point of the tipping point here in New Jersey on property taxes. We are the face of regional government, and that is going to become incredibly important as we move forward together in New Jersey.
With law enforcement cuts affecting Trenton, how can you work to sort of improve public safety and diminish the gangland, quotes, image that the city has taken on?
Well, we've gone back, this has gone back to the prior mayor and the prior sheriff and the prior attorney general. We had a gang task force, the county prosecutor and the sheriff and myself. We created close to 6 years ago, and we had roundtable discussions with the youth services, and so this is not something new. It's as the financial and the 100 police officers got cut in the city, and this has really come to a head. That's a different problem altogether. And now we are talking about a real manpower shortage, and the prosecutor, the sheriff, we are all working together to create, with other police departments, to create and fill that void.
Mr. Savage.
Well, I would start with improving public safety, and certainly, contrary to what Mr. Hughes has said, I would put more boots on the street, certainly via the county sheriff's department, and increase their role in our urban areas. But most importantly, I would also add that our county prosecutor has gone very soft on crime. The prosecution that has occurred in this county is extremely soft and needs to be, I would say, ramped up appreciably in order to make sure that we're not putting criminals back on the street. Everything is plea bargained down in this county, as we know. But most importantly, jobs equal less crime. We need to provide redevelopment opportunities in the city of Trenton where people can get real jobs. And under this particular administration, and certainly the staff that is in place, has been insufficient in order to provide redevelopment opportunities in the city of Trenton and our urban areas of Mercer County. So most importantly, boots on the ground, Certainly prosecute and don't be soft on crime, but most importantly, redevelop the city of Trenton with jobs that will help you to get back to work.
I want to thank the League for having us and for sponsoring this debate. It has been a wonderful opportunity to talk over some very, very important issues for Mercer County. This has really been a tremendous back and forth of issues that deserve, quite frankly, much more time. And I am happy to have spent this hour here. The next 4 years are going to be about where we can go together. I think that as county executive, I have said before that we have taken the county tax rate from 57 cents to 48 cents. My opponent has, as a Ewing school board member, took the tax rate from 2003 from 2.36 cents to $2.36 to $2.72 in 2010. That's an increase in the tax rate. We are creating private sector jobs in Mercer County and trying to shrink our public sector jobs when it makes sense. We are trying to have a leaner, a smarter, a more transparent government that works for all of us. And I want to thank each and every one of you that are here tonight, and I want to thank everyone who takes part in our political process and comes out and votes in this important election. Thank you all very much.
Mr. Savage, 2 minutes.
I hope I've given you a small glimpse of the type of accessible and credible leader I will be when I become your new county executive in January 2012. I'm an experienced, results-oriented, and pretty much an everyday on-the-job kind of guy. I've examined and know what will work on day one when I become your next county executive. We are drowning in debt, over $600 million in debt. $200 million of it is unfunded. And the legacy of Mr. Hughes' hypocrisy stands for itself. I'm not sure where he got his numbers, but they are pure fantasy. $600 million in debt, campaign contributions, no-show jobs, and unlimited vacation and sick time for his county bosses. It's got to stop. These practices we cannot afford anymore. My record of creating jobs and new investments, as well as flattening of taxes, and I'll repeat that, flattening of taxes during my leadership at Ewing, has been stellar. I'm also the type of person at church or in my private sector jobs or even performing with local rock bands. I'm the type of person that puts himself out there and works on behalf of the public. I'm a hard-working professional who was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I have worked diligently for everything I've gotten throughout my entire life, and my middle-class upbringing reflects that. My life is certainly an open book, and I've never had occasion to be ashamed of anything I've ever done. And I will always continue to be that same person when you elect me on November 8th. I'd like to thank my supporters, my mom Carol, my son Zach and Josh, and certainly my wife Ruth, who is with me here this evening, of 24 years. Thank you for being here, Ruth. And I'd certainly like to thank all of you, the League of Women Voters, and of course for sponsoring this event, as well as for my opponent to be here this evening. And I certainly would like to thank you for your vote on November 8th. I will make Mercer County a better place for all of us again. God bless you all, and God bless Mercer County.